Welcome to Rangers Radio on the Matchday Show, the world's one and only unique live phone-in show for Rangers supporters all over the world. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hello and good afternoon and welcome to Rangers Radio. After picking up our first point in Europe on Thursday night, the focus returns back to today to league action as Falkirk travel to Ibrox to take on the mighty Rangers. Joining myself, Robert, on the show to look ahead towards the game is our Albert. Afternoon, Albert.
Afternoon, Robert. How's yourself?
I'm alright, mate. How are you keeping?
Fairly middling, mate. Fairly middling. Getting over a cold. Let's say we're nearly there. Not quite, but nearly there.
That's that time of year, mate, innit? You get the coughs and the sneezes.
Coughs and sneezes spread diseases.
Used to stay indoors then.
Doesn't take much for me to stay in, I'll tell you that. A wind blows, a breeze blows. Oh, I can't get out today. That's too windy out there. Anyway.
Aye, so obviously, mate, visitors today are Falkirk coming to Ibrox, and obviously we're probably two form teams in the league at the moment. We've obviously won the last 4 league games under Danny Roe, and Falkirk's on a bit of form as well since they got the draw with us at their ground in October. They've won 4 out of their last 6 games, mate. 2 big away victories as well at Motherwell and Dundee United. So not an easy task ahead of us today, as we know. No team fears coming to Ibrox anymore. But as we always say, mate, we've got to stick to what our strengths are, and we need a dominant performance today and a good result.
Definitely, mate. You know, they'll be the mugs, put it that way. I don't think we're going to just turn up and roll them over. It's not going to work that way. We'll need to put the work in today. We'll definitely need to work hard today. Not that we've not worked hard. I suppose we have worked hard, but we'll really need to roll the sleeves up and get tore in. Win the battle. Win the battle before you can even think of starting to play sulky football, which we don't play anyway. But so it'll be a difficult game, but winnable. Let's not forget, it will be winnable.
If we start taking our chances, mate, we know that's something that's been far and few between of late. AK mentioned it in Friday night show that out of the top 7 teams in the league in the position at the minute, we're the lowest scorers with 17. So we've not scored enough. But that's not just down to our strikers, that's a team collective, mate, that's been an issue for such a long time.
I mean, it fascinates me though, this, but not so much that stuff, but the XGs and all this carry on. We're the old school, is it the old school? Well, not yourself, but the rest is the old school. We're looking at you can see we don't score goals, we don't create chances, and we leak in some stupid goals, and that's a recipe for disaster. You don't need XGs to tell you that we're no scored. We can see it. You don't, and you can see why we're no scored, because we don't create any chances. So it's which we overcomplicate trying to identify a problem. The problem's quite simple. We've not got enough creativity in the team, and if we before we can start slagging these 3 centre forwards we've got, and that's all we ever do is slag the 3 poor guys off. They don't get any chances. So once they get the chances and they start missing the chance, then you can start saying you're not very good. But at the moment they're getting nothing. They're not even getting crumbs. They're getting nothing, absolutely nothing to feed off it. Yet we expect them to score all these goals. You're going, well, they need to take the ball from midfield, run the length of the park near enough, beat a couple of guys, probably 4 or 5, then smack one in for about 20 yards, tap corner. And by the way, you've not to do that once a season. You have to do that regular in every single game. It's not happening, mate. These players don't exist. But we seem to think they do exist. So the creativity is everything to me, mate. We need to start creating goals. I hope Baryami, he's playing today. I've not read the team out yet, but I hope he's the spark. He could spark this into life. He's not done it so far, but he has got potential, mate. You see it. The boy can play football. So I'm hoping he plays it today.
Aye, of course, and as you said, you mentioned Bayrami there, he does start. I'll just run through the team for those that are listening in. Butland, Tavernier, Giga, Fernandez, Aarons, Raskin, Barron, Antman, Asgard, Bairami, Miovski. On the bench is Kelly, Enciala, Magoma, Sterling, Diomande, Cameron, Curtis, Gassama, and Danilo. So 4 changes from midweek, mate. Out goes Diomande to the bench, as does Gassama and Danilo. Chimiti's not in the squad. And in comes Bairami, Asgard, Miovski, and Antman. So he's changed that final third up, Albert, and that's where we need to see the cutting edge.
I think he'll admit himself. He's just changing it for the rotation of the squad because of the amount of games. He can't change much, mate, because the squad we've got at the moment is as much. So you're sort of changing, putting Asgard in for who's he putting him in? Diomande. Diamande's not doing much creativity-wise, and there is Asgard. So it's just the sort of same. Wee Barn will charge about in the middle of the park like he normally does. Can't fault the boy for effort, but he doesn't create much. Raskin's the same. So you're looking at the midfield saying, well, you're not going to get much. You've got Ant-Man. He'd play Ant-Man the right way. He could create a lot of chances, mate, if you play him the right way. But we don't play him that way. He's got grass. You need to get grass in front of him and put the ball and just let him go for the ball. And I'm telling you, you'll see a different player. But that's his whole game. There's nothing else to him. He's not got 4 or 5 strings to his bow. That is his game. That is it, mate. And if you don't play him that way, don't play him, because the rest of it is nonsense. Because all he does when you're playing him the way we're playing him is he's run towards his end goal. Watch how many times a day he'll run towards his end goal with the ball. It's crazy, mate. It's crazy. But anyway, so Barjami is creative. He's a creative player. He's got a football brain as well, and he can see a pass and play it. Miovski, type of centre forward that likes running after centre halves. As does Danilo, likes to run after centre halves as well. We say it's slip the balls in, and he'll cause damage. He will score if you play him that way. But we're not playing him that way. We're playing him as a target man, and he's never a target man in his life. Man. He never will be. So I'm hoping the slight changes might lead to a slight change of his style, especially in the last third of the park, or the attacking portion that we've got. So we'll see, mate.
Are you surprised with the choice of left back again today, Max Aarons over Magoma? I think it was pretty evident on Thursday night, mate, that he doesn't offer too much going forward in that left. He doesn't take on a man, and he's not got a left foot, so it's predictable that he's got to come back inside, play it into the middle of the park to midfield, or recycle it back to the centre half. Is that a bit of a tactical thinking, or do you think it's just game time because Magoma's so young and it's the only left back we've got?
If you want an honest answer, Robert, I haven't a clue, because I'm looking at what I'm thinking about is I'm looking at Aarons and thinking, wait, what have you got that Magoma's not got? And I'm thinking, is it pace? No, Magoma's faster than you. Is it's not a left foot because Magoma's got a left foot, you ain't. Is it crossing? Well, no, because you can't cross the ball, but Magoma can. So I'm saying, is it aerial? Well, he's not too bad there, and he's better than you in there. Is it speed? Well, I think Magoma's faster than him. So what is it he's got that puts him in the team before Magoma? I don't know. Is it just a wee bit of experience? And I don't even think he's got that, because he's hardly played any games in the last year, 2 years, however long it is. So I don't know, mate. I've not got a clue. It did scratch my head. I watched him against Braga on Thursday there, and he get exposed for how limited he is with that near left foot, what he's got to do. Teams will exploit that, and I'll be really surprised if your man Falkirk have not noticed it and went, oh, here's a weakness. There's definitely a weakness there, and they'll exploit it. Well, they'll try to exploit it. Put it that way. But no, I'm being honest, mate. I don't know why he's in the team. I can't explain it.
No, for me, I think it's just maybe a bit more experience defensively, given the injuries we've got. We're quite light there, and again, managing game time. But I just think if you've got a left footer at left back, it makes sense. I mean, the whole back line is all right footed. There's not a left footer in them. Fernandez can play it with his left foot, but predominantly right footed. And Giga, who we know is, I'll be honest, mate, I think if John Sterling had more fitness in his legs, I wouldn't have been surprised to see him come in for Giga at centre half today. I think he needs a spell out the team for confidence, just to try and reset himself. The mistake on Thursday night was obviously a big one, but he's had a few over the season already, mate, and he just looks like he needs a bit of help.
Nah, I think you're right, mate. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm the same as you. If Stirling was fit, I would see Stirling starting over him. Definitely. He's, as I said before the show there to you, mate, in my eyes, he's not a brilliant centre half. There's no getting away for that. But he's not as bad as people are trying to make him out as. He does make mistakes, and I think that's down to. I would like, me personally, to see Butland talk him through the games. As I said to you earlier on, that's what I would like to see happening, because the boy's a bag of nerves. You have to make his mind up for him. So you need to keep firing instructions. It's simple instructions. Don't overload them. Just clear it, head it, get it away, whatever. But don't give me it, pass it back to me. Give him clear instructions and let him work after that. At the end of the day, if you leave it to him and he's got a 50-50 choice, mate, and it's one of the, he'll make a mess of it because he's so fangled up and all confused. He just needs clear instructions. Roar at him. Absolutely roar at him. Just keep on his back. Keep on him. And I think you'll see a different player. I'm not going to say he's going to be a brilliant centre. I'm not that naive to think he's going to turn into some sort of Beckenbauer type player. But he'll definitely improve. You can improve the guy. The mistake on Thursday, it was a bad one. Let's be honest. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. But it was a windy night. Let's cut him a bit of slack. I don't think I wouldn't played a part there, but I'm going to say, because we can't keep booing these players, Robert. This is the thing that gets me. We're all booing these players and we all critique them game by game. They're human beings. At the end of the day, they're listening to a lot of this stuff. I'm not saying they're listening to us, but they're listening to a lot of stuff that people are saying about them. And it's eroding the fragile confidence they've got. Eventually, we've got to start supporting the team. Eventually, we've got to start supporting these players. We're all on about Asgard as another one. You're looking at the guy and going, right, maybe if you started cheering him, maybe you started cheering Jigger, maybe the Jigger, maybe we started cheering Fernandes and the players that were all criticised. Maybe if we just for a change, just to try and install some confidence into them. We're not helping them. I'm not going to say it's the Rangers supporters' fault. I'm not saying that by any stretch of imagination, but we are playing a part in this vicious circle we've got ourselves into. And we need to break out. We've got 4 victories in the league so far. We got a draw there, which should have been a win on Thursday. So, for all accounts, we're settling. I'm not saying we're settled, we're settling. We're still a long, long way to go yet. But we need to help ourselves by starting to support these players. Really, I'll try and give them a bit of confidence. Even if they make a mistake, don't all start on their back. And you hear it you're saying booing them at half time and all this carry on. They're only human beings after all. And I think some of them have just gave up playing for the Rangers support. I look at them, man. You look at their goal celebrations when they score a goal. That tells me everything. You're like, oof, they're not happy. These players are not happy at all. Don't get me wrong. Some of the performances deserve to get booed. They're not very good. But we've done all the booing. We've done all the criticising. We've done it to death, mate. Let's start switching this and saying, like, I don't think they're good players. I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, they're not going to get any better with us booing them.
As you say, I suppose supporters want to see something on the park that they can celebrate and be happy about. And as much as we've got 4 wins on the trot in the league, there's still individuals out there that are still question marks about them, even the ones that come in during the summer. But one man you mentioned there, Jack Butland, talking through the game, he was actually speaking before the game today. So what we'll do is we'll hear from Jack Butland and then we'll get the phone lines open.
Great, mate.
Jack, it's back to the Scottish Premiership today. What's the mood like in the squad ahead of this one?
Mood's good. Obviously, domestically, we've been on a good run, putting together some back-to-back wins, and need to carry that on today. Coming off the game in midweek, the European game, which we disappointed with. It's good that we're disappointed with these results, but we need to get back to winning, and hopefully we do that today.
You touched on that run. What has that done for the group in recent weeks?
I think it just shows you what's capable and what you can achieve, and how quickly things can change. That we need to keep on this path in the league. Really good run of games now, a busy stretch that gives you the real opportunity to make some ground up, close the gap to the teams that are currently in front, and put some pressure on. And we've got a great opportunity to do that.
Defensively, there have been a few injuries lately, and there are opportunities for others. How challenging is that as a defensive unit for the group?
It's part of football. You've got to step up. We've got a squad. We've fortunately got enough players that can fill in. And the onus is on them and each and every other individual to keep performing and step up for the team, regardless of who it is. Hopefully injuries are few and far between for us. But at the minute, it's something we've got to deal with, and a great opportunity for those guys to step in and make a claim.
Just on Falkirk, they obviously got promoted this season, played them once already. What do you expect from them today?
A lot of what we've seen. I think they've been an organised side. I think they've come in and taken their opportunities that they've been given so far. They're on a good little run themselves. But we're at Ibrox, and it's up to us to make sure that we're at our best. And if we do that, I believe we'll win the game.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Albury keeps it simple in his assessment, and he didn't say the word, but one thing he alluded to was consistency. But again, these players need to step up, regardless of who you are in the team, what position you play, and just go and play at our strength today and win the game ultimately.
It's that, mate. I mean, it's much not difficult. You break it down that simple. You go, why they make it so difficult? It's easier said than done, but you're right, mate. It's just go and do your job. Just simply do your job. And if you see your mate getting in trouble, help your mate. That's what's called team play. A lot of times we're not doing it. A lot of times we're too nervous. A lot of times we're thinking of other things rather than the things we should be thinking about. So I like the way he talks at times, Big Jack. He's all right. He's got an idea of the game, but I'd like to see him taking control of the defence, totally taking control of that defence, and just saying we're solidifying this. We ain't losing the mini goals again. No more stupid goals and silly mistakes. So. It's enjoyed it, mate. Enjoyed his interview.
I'll just run through the team again, mate, just for the ones that are joining us again. Butland, Tavernier, Giga, Fernandez, Aarons, Raskin, Barron, Antman, Asgard, Bairami, Miovski. On the bench, Kelly, Enciala, Sterling, Magoma, Curtis, Cameron, Diamonde, Danilo and Gassama. Falkirk, mate, you'll be no surprises. They've got the target man up front, Brian Graham, so we can expect a lot of long balls coming into the box. We've seen what they can offer. As I said, they're coming into this game in a bit of form as well, so they'll fancy it. Brian Graham, an experienced pro up front, he'll certainly sniff some danger in that back line.
Well, we've got. You can't say he's going to beat us. Well, he shouldn't be beating us in the air comfortably if he beats us at all, because they two boys at the back, one's a giant and one's just nearly a giant. So we should be, and we've got a giant goalkeeper as well. So you're looking at him and saying, well, we shouldn't be causing us that much trouble. It's the ball in behind these guys that's causing the problems, right? This is where we need to tidy it up. Again, it's decisive. Just be decisive. As far as I'm concerned, one should be playing shadow on the other one. It's when the boys get punted like this. But last week showed you against Livingston, they were just hammering the ball at the park, mate, and it just seemed to happen to fall in the right areas all the time. Their centre forward, and we struggle to cope with it. So I'm expecting at the end of the year, I'm expecting Jigger and Fernandez to tidy that up quite easily, mate, quite comfortably. Deal with that. It's the other bits and pieces that might be a wee bit of a problem, but I'm sure if Butland gets a hold of him and starts talking to his defence, I think we can manage this no bother. The defensive side, no bother.
Again, Jack Butland said it in his interview, mate, there. We're at home. We should expect a dominant performance. It's maybe not been a great watch at times, but the most important thing is Danny Roe's come in and got these 4 league victories in a row, and it is about keeping momentum. Hearts obviously dropped points yesterday. It's a couple of times now they've dropped points, so we've got to capitalise when there is slip-ups and just not focus on anybody else as much as we look at it, but focus on ourselves, play to our strengths. And people will argue, well, what is our strength at the minute, because we've not seen a lot of it, but when we do the basics, albeit it can come off, and we've looked good at times under Danny Roe. We've maybe not created as many chances, but we've got a lot more on target than we did in the first 4 games under Russell Martin. But clinically, we're not scoring enough, and that's evident with what AK was talking about on Friday night.
Speed of play, mate. If we get the right speed of play, that's our big plus, mate. And we just don't do it enough. We do it maybe 5%, lucky 10% in a game. If we get it up to 60, 70% in the game, speed of pass, just keep it flowing, keep it moving quickly. Don't let them settle. We're good. But we don't. We get into this slumberland and we let the pace trap and teams come on to us and then we let them and then we push and we press too slow. The boys punted up the park. Over the top we were saying and all it starts again. And if I remember rightly as well, they've got quite at least one, maybe two pacey players in that team. I'm trying to think back to the first game we played them. I'm thinking they've got, I can't remember their names, but it's one of the English boys, if I remember right, it's quite pacey. So we might struggle.
I'll check it for you.
We might struggle with that boy. I know that's bad preparation for me. I should know his name, but do you know me? I look at Rangers and Rangers only. I'm not interested in other teams. It's pretty poor. It's pretty poor. But anyway, so as far as I'm concerned, as long as we keep the tempo up, and this is the problem, we can't keep the tempo up for whatever reason. And I don't want any of my midfielders caught in possession. That's criminal, mate. I keep going on about this. See, if you watch Thursday's night again, watch how many times where midfielders get caught in possession. It's criminal, mate. At this level, you just should never get caught in possession at this level. Not in midfield, you shouldn't. That shows you, if you get caught in possession, any level as far as I'm concerned, if you're a midfielder, you're a bad midfielder. Never ever get caught in possession. And Raskin's getting caught a hell of a lot in possession, so is Diamande. Wee Barn gets caught in possession as well. It's because they're indecisive, mate. Because they're not confident in their own ability to play the first time passes or a pass in a tight position. They try to do the extra touch, and that allows the opposition to close that last yard, close them quick, and then it's a block. It's whatever. It's a fight for a ball now, and you're going, it should never have been. You should have drew them in and passed the ball. You've took 2 or 3 players out to play with one pass. And then you're moving away, and you're ready to take the pass, another pass back again. Simple stuff, mate. There's nothing difficult with this. It's really simple stuff that we make look difficult. So that's what slows us down as well as speed of pass, mate, is just dithering on the ball too long. Just too long, mate. For no good reason either. It's definitely to get a reason for it, and then they produce a killer pass. You go, well, I can see why you delayed that. You never ever see why they're dithering on the ball. They just do it for the sake of doing it.
Would it be fair to say we've not been as direct then as we should be, especially when we've had the likes of Ant-Man and Gassama both playing on the flanks. We've not used their speed to their strengths and getting in behind.
Absolutely, mate. 100%. Ant-Man especially. Gassman's got a bit of trickery about him, but Ant-Man is just grass, mate. He needs grass to run into, and he needs to be facing towards the opponent's goal as well. He doesn't like a ball when he's got his back towards the opponent's goal, and he doesn't like working towards his own goal. But see if you get him turned, and what he'll do is he'll come towards his own goal without the ball, and then he'll spin in quick. That's what he's looking for. That simple chip out of the fullback and let him go, and he'll create a lot of chances for you, mate. A lot of chances. But we never play the ball. We never ever play the ball to him. And if you look at it and say, that ball's on it's nearly every team we've played this season, that ball's on. And I'm not just talking about once or twice in a game. I'm talking 3, 4, 5 times in a game. That's a lot of chances he could create. He will catch the ball and he will fire that ball across that area. He will pick somebody out, but he's not getting a chance. That's why he was a hit. Is it Holland? That's why he had the assist standard. He was on the highest assist player in Holland at that last season, or one of them anyway. So you're looking at it and saying, give the guy a chance, play strength, play to that strength. That was his only strength, mate. Let's be honest, that's his only strength. But still, you've got to exploit what your strengths are.
Ah, you're right, mate. He had 16 assists last season for Go Ahead Eagles. Scored a few as well. Created a lot of chances. For what I've seen of him, he played his first game. He looked direct, but since then, mate, he's kind of went backwards again. He doesn't look to take a man on as much as Gassama does. He always kind of likes to favour coming inside. Whether that's an instruction because he's got the ability to maybe get a few goals or find a pass, but again, you can only find a pass if there's movement in front of you as well. But what we'll do, mate, if you don't mind just now, is we'll hear from Danny Roe ahead of today's game. So if you get yourself on mute, we'll hear from Danny Roe.
Danny, it's back to the Scottish Premiership, back at Ibrox again. What's been your message to the players ahead of this one?
Yeah, I think we should go with confidence in this league game. Yeah, after 4 wins in a row, I think that feels a little bit long time ago. Yeah, but the last 4 games we won, I think it's crucial to go with such a belief in such a game. is a chance again for some players to get minutes in the legs. We rotate. We have to rotate. We have some players they are out. Yeah, for example, Youssef is ill. Gassama yesterday got a dad again. Yeah, his wife has a new birth. I think these are small things, and of course, I see a team who is ready to go. We know it's an opponent. They have also a bit of run. It will be not an easy one, but we should go with really confidence and in such a game.
Yeah, you touch on those changes. Just on Nadeem Bayrami coming in, it's his first league start of the season. He looked lively when he came on last weekend. What do you hope he can bring today?
Exactly like this. He deserved. He was waiting for opportunity. Then he delivered in the last home game. He gives us an impact. I know when I see him on the pitch that I get a little bit calmness on the ball as well. I think this is important to understand, that we are in some moments calm, that we hold our positions. I think especially the last 20 minutes against Braga, we lost a little bit our position. We were too tight. We didn't open up our game. And Nadim is this kind of player. He can give us something, especially as a weapon. And hopefully he makes a good game.
Just a word on Dujon Sterling too. He's in the matchday squad for the first time, named on the bench today. It's been a long rehab for him. How good is it to have him at this point now?
Yeah, I'm happy. I had a long conversation with him. He is of course hungry. He wants to do more. I think this is now to find a good balance and the find moment to put him on. I think after a long injury, you need a little bit couple of days and minutes to come into. Let's see what it means today. We have our schedule in our mind. Could be this match, there could be maybe the next match to get minutes. But I think it's, I'm very happy for him that he is now so close and be back in the squad.
Just lastly on Falkirk, what threats do you think they'll pose today?
It's a team who wants to play football. They have a good balance between short passes and long passes. I think this is important to understand how we go in such a game. They are calm on the ball. I would say a possession team, and also they are aggressive. I think they are brave. When we look to the game, how they played against bigger teams away, they were also brave, also in the pressing. But I want to see our team to go really with confidence from 4 wins in a row in such a game.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, come join us, give us a call, give us your thoughts, and discuss it with myself and Albert. And if you're listening to any of the Facebook or YouTube feeds, if you've got a question as well, if you want to stick it on there, we'll try and get as many questions put towards Albert, put him on the spot as possible, and I'll think that toppings with in as well. Albert, again, fair assessment by the manager, it kind of usually is. He's mentioned the reason behind the selections today. Gassama's became a new dad, so that's going to be a couple of sleepless nights for him. So that'll be him fatigued for a while, but congratulations to him. But he's obviously identified Falkirk's strengths as well. They can go short, they can go long, which we touched on with Brian Graham starting up front for them. It's just about how we deal with that situation. But again, work to our strengths, and when we get the ball, be fast, get forward, create chances and score goals.
Aye, definitely. Simple, isn't it? Simple. Mate, let's me and you go down and just chat at the dressing room door and say, look, this is your instructions, get out there and do this. He's clear enough, mate. He's rotating it. He's talking about Jamie. He sees him in a role. I don't think he trusted him beginning, but we seen a wee glimpse of what the guy's capable of last week when he came on for his wee cameo, his 15-minute cameo. And he done really well. That 15 minutes played a big part in us winning that game last week. I know it sounds ridiculous to say it because a lot of the hard work was done, but it did play a huge part. It showed a football brain. And sometimes that's what he's trying to say. Just a bit of calmness and pick the pass. Just delay that pass slightly. No dither on the ball. Just slightly delay it and then play it. But don't rush it. Don't jab at it, just play it nicely. And Barjami's got that, mate. He's a good link-up player when you get him on his game. And he can see and he can understand what players are trying to do. He plays well with Dadilio, and he played well with Egerman when he was here, and he also played well with Hadji. Football brains, you know what I mean? They've all got football brains, and he just dovetailed nicely in with them. And that's what you're looking for today. I'm looking for him to play really well with Miowski. I'm looking for him to really come into a game now, and if he makes the runs he's been making, and Barami's in the right position, he'll find him. He will find him. So I'm looking for that, for a big improvement in our game, our attacking sense. That particular scenario, these through boys. I'm looking for them to be, because at the end of the day, every team's got weaknesses. So it's okay saying Falkirk have got strengths. They've also got weaknesses as well, mate. And it's up to us to exploit that, because they're going to look at our weaknesses as every team does, and everybody seems to know our weaknesses. But we know talk about the teams we're playing, their weaknesses, mate, and every team's got weaknesses. So hopefully we'll play to that, their weaknesses, own their weaknesses, mate. Let's see what happens.
One player that obviously is welcome is back into the squad today, mate, on the bench is John Sterling. Has been a long period of time he's been out for. He got 60 minutes under his belt, I believe, at the start of the week in a kind of under-19s game, I believe. He's an important player given the injuries we've got, mate, because he can play across that back line. He can drop into midfield as well, and he might be that bit of physical power we need. Obviously, as you said, Danny Roe, it's early days because he's come back from such a long injury, but it's a great option to have just where we're at currently.
He's a terrific player. There's nothing away for the boy's a terrific player, but his body's no. It's with him. It's injuries and illness, but the illness he took down at Leeds was I think the underlying problem. His body's never actually fully recovered for that. There's a weakness in him now. I dare say when he was younger was never there. But whatever illness what it was, which I'm not quite sure about actually get identified what it was, but he got over it, and it took him a while to go over it. He took a while to get diagnosed, and then he finally get over it. But it's caused him to be a weaker player than he is. He is, but as a talent and as a football player, mate, he's a rare football player. There's no doubt about that. He's got the talent. He's just not got the body, unfortunately. But hey, we'll take him. We'll take him as long as we've got him. Let's hope he plays for now to the rest of the season. He's fit for now to the rest of the season and the rest of his career. Let's hope. It's a big ask. So far, history tells you with him. It's whenever you got him, you'll not last long, which is a pity.
Where do you see his best position, mate? Because obviously we've seen him in midfield, we've seen him at centre back, not a lot at right back where he's possibly brought in for. But given his stature, his physique, and kind of physicality, I know you're saying about his body, but where do you think is his best position in our current squad?
I think a defensive midfielder. I think that's where I've seen him so far. Defensive midfielder. I think he's a rare midfielder, mate. But I don't think he's a mainstay like attacking or anything like that. I think it's definitely defensive, either that or right back. Mate. But again, he's one of the young players there. I need to realise this jack of all trades, master of none. That means you're never going to be a first team pick. I like my players to pick their position and then start improving on their position and make it theirs. Sterling is in the position he can play all the different ones, and that's what most managers are going to use him that way. Like, we'll play centre half today, no, we'll play at left back, right back, or play midfield, no, play a wee bit further, right side of midfield, up front, a wee bit. It's great if you can get a player to do it, but it's for the player himself, you'll never get the best out of him. Maybe you're not going to settle him into a position, or he's never going to get the best out of himself when he's settled into a position. But he's a good player, I like the boy.
Two other players that are on the bench today, mate, there's been a lot of questions asked about game time. There's obviously young Finlay Curtis and Lyle Cameron. Given the fixtures we've got coming up, I dare say we would see them over the next kind of 3 or 4 weeks with the fixture pile up that we always go through this time of year. I think for me, there's opportunity there for both of them to come in, and the reason for it is the players that are ahead of them in selection, they're not being picked in form, are they?
No, I mean, there's nobody should be dropped at the team. Every squad player is entitled to play because none of them are good enough to hold the thing down without question. The position's down without question. Everyone's got faults and everyone's played bad at some time or other. So there's no that whole squad. And we all know it's not the best of squad, but no player deserves to be dropped. Let's be honest about it. Everybody's talking about who should be dropped, but nobody deserves to be dropped because nobody deserves to be holding the team, the first team jersey unopposed. But if for Curtis and Cameron, take a leaf out of Fernandez' book. The two of them should look at the Fernandez and take a leaf out of his book. He walked to the manager's door and chapped his door and says, I want a word. And I think it's time they two started saying, grow up, start with men, don't take this lying down, walk to his door and say, how am I not getting a chance? Give me the reason, I want a reason. And if you're not getting a good enough reason, well, sell me. I want out, let me out. I'm not going to sit here and just mince away my career. Here, let's be honest, Cameron and Curtis are learning nothing sitting on that bench. They're not going to prove it any. All they're doing is going to training, then turning up, sometimes getting on the bench and sometimes sitting in the stand. Well, what's happening? You're not developing them, you're not learning them, they're not getting stronger, they're not getting game time. What's the point? I don't see the point to it. So if I was they two, I'd be lying at the corridor, tapping his door, saying, right, I want a word. Fernandez done it. And he's, all right, circumstances fail Sir Fernandez with injuries and suspensions and things like that. So he actually got into the team. Maybe it's not because he chapped his door, maybe it's because of the injuries, but he still chapped the door. He made himself be playing and clear that I want to play and I want a reason why I'm not playing. If you don't want to play me, fine, but I want a reason. And if you're not going to give me a reason, well, I want a transfer. And if you're going to give me the reason I don't like, I still want a transfer. But I'm not going to sit in this bench any longer when I'm watching Mince out there who can't score goals, or especially Curtis. If I was Curtis, I'd be saying, maybe he might come on. So I think somebody got a stat out the other day that he scores a goal every 81 minutes he plays. I mean, so you sit and go, well, that's my stat. You're needing goals, not score goals, put me on the park. Let me score goals. And Cameron, I don't think Cameron's done anything wrong apart from get injured. So he's a bit small. Fair, that's fair enough. He is a bit small, but that's not his fault. It's just we signed him, and he has got ability. But I don't know how you look at it, Rob. This way, I would chap the door. I wouldn't be putting up with this.
I'd be the same, mate. Again, I think it's not being cheeky by saying to the manager, look, give me a chance, I'll show you what I can do. It just shows you a bit of a hunger, a bit of desire to go and play. And if you're sitting on the bench watching what we're watching from the stands and at home, you're scratching your head going, what am I not doing to get in that squad? Give me a chance and I'll show you what I can do. Curtis, we know he's came back from an injury, as did Cameron, but they've been in the bench and on the squad for the past few games now. And as I said, I think when you look at the final third, we need to maybe look at different options, personnel, who plays with who. And it's two players we've not seen a lot of under Danny Roe. Again, injuries possibly a factor, but for me, Cameron's quite a similar stature to Connor Barron in terms of height. He works probably as hard as Connor Barron, but one thing he gives you extra, Albert, for me, is he gets in the box. He likes to go
I'm just
forward.
going to say that.
We have not got that
right,
between the other ones.
You're
So
right
that's
with
why
that,
I
man.
like to see him there.
Aye, you're right, mate. That's perfect, by the way. That's what Cameron's got. The other player at Ibrox has got at the moment. He's timing and getting in the box. It's Durant-like. I'm not saying he's good as Durant, but it's Durant-like. He's timing to get in the box and go in and end a cross or a shot. No, get a shot away. He's very good at it, and that's what we're lacking. That's one of the things we actually are lacking. Somebody to do that. But again, it's down to creativity. It's somebody to find him when he's in that box. But he's good at it, mate. He sees the space. He's very good. But again, another one that should chap the door, make yourself a pest. And saying, no, I want a reason. Show them that you care. Show them that I'm not here to sit in the bench. I'm not here. I'm one of the players that comes through the rules at Ibrox, sign for Rangers and settle back and go, well, that's me made it. Oh, you sign for Rangers, that's you only just go to the historian to pick the pen up. No, you need to give them something to write about. And you're not going to do it sitting in a bench or sitting in the stand. You're going to do it on the park, and you're going to do it influencing games. So if I was them, I'm a gander would be right up, mate. I'd be right up for this. I wouldn't be saying, I'm not going to fritter away my chance at playing for Rangers because I'm too fear to talk to a manager. No chance. They're going to know I was there. Put it that way. Even if they sell me, they're going to know. I remember I had a guy, he never left me alone. He was at my door all the time. He's pestered me for games. He's running about crazy at training. He's doing everything to get a game. But don't walk out of Ibrox and go down the leagues and years later look back and go, I remember I signed with Rangers. I blew that chance. I should have done a bit better when I was at Rangers. Don't be one of their players. There's plenty of players in the history of Rangers that's been like that. Don't be one of them. I'd say this to all these boys. I've said it before. I said it to Big Mayo as well when he was there. He went away to Hibs, Kilmarnock, made a career for himself. Might not be the best career, top level career, but he's made a career. He's a first team player now. He's playing football. And a lot of these boys at Ibrox need to be the same attitude. Get up, get on, get your jacket so you get to that manager's zone, get it chapped and ask him directly. Don't cheeky, don't shout and ball. You don't have to do any of that, but you need to be a firmest. You need to sit there and demand to know what's happening with your career. I'm ranting out of me. I'm off in a rant.
No, you're fine, mate. Passion. That's what it's called, passion. It's obviously a team game today, mate, as we know, and that includes the bench as well. But who's the one you're going to cast your eye over, or what players are you going to cast your eye over to try and control the game, dictate it, create something, and ultimately get us the 3 points on the board?
It's Barjami for me, mate. Barami for me, mate. He's the only one that I see it's got the brains to do it. On the park at the moment, if Cameron comes on, he's got a bit of good running power and good vision. But Barami for me, mate, that's the one. And I'm not going to put it all down to him. That'd be unfair, mate, because he's not played much. But I'm looking to see some class for him today, as them all, right enough. And I'm looking for Miotski. I want to see his clever running, mate. He is a clever runner. And if you give him the ball, he'll be hurt teams. He will hurt teams. But you need to give him at the right time, at the right area. So they two, definitely. I'm looking for them to be the creative force today.
I think there'll be a lot of eyes on Barami, because obviously he's been out the squad a few times. He's coming in, he's got a World Cup year, so he'll want to play as well to try and hopefully go to the World Cup with Albania if they're in that competition. I need to check right enough. But even before that, you'd want to be playing for the club, as you said, mate. If you're sitting on the bench, you're not learning. You want to be playing. And at this point in time where people are getting on players' backs and things from the stands, if you're sitting on the bench, you're going, well, give me a chance and I'll try and improve the squad and improve my game. And that ultimately helps the club overall.
Of course, mate. Of course, definitely. Another one I need to mention is Asgard. He needs to turn to the party. He needs to turn up, mate. It's time to join Rangers. Somebody's forgot how to tell him that you've actually signed. You're actually a player. You're meant to go in that part and shows what you've got. So him, I can't no mention him. He needs to bring something today, mate. He really does. And I don't mean I want an occasional wee flick or a wee shot now and again. I'm talking bringing something to the game. Get involved in the game for 90 minutes instead of your wee 20-second cameos, a wee flick, a wee back heel. No interesting flicks and tricks, mate. They're not very good. He done a flick, I meant to say it, he done a flick on Thursday, a back heel. He's concentrating that much in the back heel that he forgot to look. There was no Rangers player he was back heeling it to. He back heeled it to the Braga player. And I'm saying, you're just concentrated that much on that trick that you forgot to say, oh, by the way, I'm just not creating anything for us. It's no helping us in any shape, form. But I like my trick. My trick come off. And then it's the Hans are out going, if they say, oh, you didn't read that. How can you read it? You don't know what you're doing, mate. So how can we know what you're doing if you don't know what you're doing? And it's these stupid flicks and tricks that he keeps trying to do. Get involved in the game. Let's start putting a shift in for a start. Let's start that way. Nothing fancy, just put the shift in. Win tackles, get in there, get the ball, play the ball simple, make a pass through, a pass through to Miotski, a pass through to Ant-Man or something. But let's see you playing. At the moment, man, he's a easy ride, that boy. And he has got talent. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He has got talent. But he needs to bring it to the party, mate. He really does need to bring it to the party.
The old cliche of work hard and the rewards will show it in the end, innit?
And that's it, mate. If you don't work hard, you're wasting your time in it. Professional football, everybody knows that. It's just nothing new for us. Everybody knows that. But you're right. The rest will follow if you put the effort in.
What's your score prediction today, mate, just as we wind up the show?
I'm going to go for a wee 2-0 for the Glasgow Rangers.
Sure, you don't want a game to go?
No, I don't. I don't want Southside on my case.
I thought you were realism.
2-0, that'll do me. A nice wee 2-0.
I'll go 3-0. I'll go one extra. I'll go 3-0. Anybody wants to score, please do, and give a comfortable victory. Oh, Beck, I just thank yourself, mate, for coming on and doing the show with myself for the first part. Everybody out there that's been listening on Facebook and YouTube, and of course Fox and Old School Boy for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back 15 minutes after the full-time whistle to discuss a Rangers victory. Enjoy the game. Take it away, Fox.
now.